I am Timothy Unick. I am a BCBA for Affinity Autism Services. I have been a BCBA I'm going on my 4th year being a BCBA. I've been in the field of autism for 8 years now. Always loved working with kids. That has always been a thing for me. I don't have any like special story of a family member that has autism or anything like that. I originally actually wanted to be a speech therapist, and I started working at a school and met a couple kids who had autism, and I just knew that that was it. And then I found out that I could go to school for it, and everything just clicked for me. It just makes sense. Seeing the children's potential and how they can grow, I feel like a lot of times those kids get underestimated. And for me, I think there are some of the smartest, most wonderful people that ever existed. And so I feel so blessed to be able to work within this community. A BCBA is a board certified behavior analyst. So I had to go to a lot of fancy schooling, but I am trained in ABA therapy and in working with changing behavior. Yeah. ABA stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. Essentially, it is the science of behavior. And what it has done is it has allowed us to find ways to help increase behaviors that we want to see and decrease behaviors that we don't want to see. It is very individualized, so they're one-on-one plans for children with autism to help increase things such as communication skills, social skills, language, daily living skills such as dressing or eating new foods, and decrease problem behaviors of like tantruming or running away, things like that. BCBA is the one that will assess your child, determine where their deficits are, and also the areas that they're really strong in. They'll write a treatment plan with targets. They work with the parents to determine like what skills are like most important to start with and work with. And then they write the treatment goals and the process and the way that therapy will be done. And RBT fulfills on those things. So they're the ones that are actually doing the one-on-one therapy with the child. An RBT is a registered behavior technician. They work underneath a BCBA. So a BCBA will supervise them multiple times a month and also review data is collected. They'll review therapy. They'll talk with the parents and make sure that things are going the way that like things are working. The child's learning and improving and increasing in those skills. And if they're not, adjustments are constantly made. I love Affinity. I've been with Affinity for 3 years, going on 4 now. And the thing that I love about them is they're so personable. The BCBAs that you work with here are all very highly trained. They love their kids and they love the work that they do. So the way that the company works with you, I feel like kind of gives you like a small business feel with really great like effects. I mean, we just care about the kids and love them. And so here at the clinic, we specifically work with children that are more preschool age, so like 2 to 7, and we've kind of fashioned it like a mock preschool. So we're not an official school because we're still doing ABA therapy, but we still do things that a child would receive in preschool or kindergarten. So we're doing things like circle time, letter of the day. Then we work on things such as like attending skills, working at a table, focusing, following directions. And we're also working on a lot of social skills. So the children will come in, we'll have like a morning circle time, group time, then they break off into work sections where they'll work on specific goals that are tailored to each child. And then a lot of times there's social skill things that bring them together. We have lunch, we have snack, we have recess, and throughout the day we're just working on all of those things. Affinity does at-home therapy as well, which I also love and have a huge like testimony. I don't know, like a huge like knowledge that I know that it works. In-home is awesome and different from being in clinic. In-home, you get to work on a lot of skills that sometimes a lot of parents, like teachers, don't get to see and other people don't get to see, and you get to work on generalizing those skills at home in the areas that it's most needed. And so at-home therapy is awesome, and also one-on-one and very individualized for the children as well. I mean, I think some of the biggest successes are when we see kids that they do things that we've been told that they can't do or they aren't doing. Finding ways like to communicate. A lot of the kids that we've had come here start off not having a way to communicate their needs and their wants. And I love it when we get the first little indicator of them following an instruction or communicating, saying like, yes, they want something for the first time. Speaking their first word, requesting their first item, things like, I mean, even something simple as potty training, which tends to be something that's really overwhelming for parents or even for the children in learning how to do it. And then they do it and they're potty trained, and it's like, it's successful. I mean, I see the potential in the children that I think a lot of times gets missed, and I love it when we get to I think it's successful when we get to even uncover those simple things. Flying through that process.
There you go.
Winner! That one you gotta keep.
Yeah, that's probably the best one.